Hi, this is for Zach Canarozzo, and this is about the character of, I think it's pronounced Aisha. Okay, so it's set in a fantasy kind of world, which is totally up my street. I love anything to do with this kind of thing. However, it is quite complicated. So with regards to the fact that, I'm going to say Aisha just because it's easier, or Aisha even, she's 14 years old. Her brother's 23, her mum and her dad are quite old, and she's survived all of them, and she's 14. So obviously she's going to have some kind of special powers. So my question is, if it's from her ancestry, how come her family didn't also get these powers? She turns into a dragon. Was she aware that she could do this? Is this just because of the dagger, which is also called the key? So the dagger was given to her by her father. Obviously, does she trust her father? Was he someone that she looked up to? She's trying to avenge his death. But then it turns out that the dagger also has menacing powers. Is this what turns her into the dragon? It almost kills her. And then obviously there's a random guy called Gerald, who's 63 years old, who rescues a 14-year-old girl. You need to know so much more about their relationship. Why does Gerald have the qualifications in order to look after her, nurse her back to health after what's happened? Also, when she's under the immense White Mountains with him in the city, she learns to use her magical and physical abilities. What are these? How does she learn? What does Gerald have? What knowledge does he have in order to help her with it? So I think there's a lot that needs to be revealed. The audience have to know. They have to care about her. And what makes her different from just any other 14-year-old girl who wouldn't obviously be aware of the powers that they have? How does she find out about them, basically? And was turning into a dragon an accident? Obviously, they've got more politics and more complicated kind of story issues, which is good. You've got lots of things that could go in there. But what's unsure is she avenging her family, or is she now protecting this city? Bear in mind, she is a 14-year-old girl. So she discovers that her bloodline, she actually has got a history of defeating demons, who is the guy that she's actually going after. Then why doesn't her dad and her mum and her brother also possess this gift? Her mother actually tries to dissuade her from using the dagger, which her father gave her. Why? Why would her mother's ghost do that? Why doesn't she trust the ghost? Does she think it's a fake? Is it a figment of her imagination? Is it a plot from Scorn? There must be a reason that this 14-year-old child refuses to listen to her mother's voice after witnessing her mother being killed. And at the end, has she become evil now? Obviously, she's gone back. She turns into a dragon. Now she's back to a human, but her eyes are red and she's now in charge of all the minions. Does that necessarily mean bad? Or is she now in charge? Was this always her birthright? There's so much that we need to know, and a lot of it, I think, has to do with the relationship with her family, and definitely what are these powers? Who is this demon? What is this ancestry? Sorry to compare it to something else, but obviously if you think of Game of Thrones, for every kind of crazy storyline that's in there, there is so many facts and complicated politics that go into it. So obviously you need to make a lot of decisions about this character, because we need to know about her as well. Why does she inherit powers and they didn't? Is she possessed? Is she good? Is she bad? Who is Gerald and what's her relationship with him? What magical abilities does she acquire? How did he know to help her? And yeah, so obviously I love the fact she turns into a dragon. I love the fact she's avenging her family. But what I have no idea as to why and actually who she is to begin with. So I think that's important. You do need to work a lot on her character and also make a lot of choices and decisions with regards to the story and the whys, and answer the questions. But it's definitely something I would watch and definitely something I would audition for. So maybe if you could increase the age of the character, I think that would make a lot more sense.